Fans of Laughing at Liberals may recall the recent video series from Corvallis, and in particular, Councilman Beilstein's apparent anti-capitalist views. I understand if some think he was being sarcastic, what with the way he answered my questions. However, upon further review, it appears as though he really does have a love affair with Marxist ideals. For example, on his YouTube channel, he is subscribed to a Marxist professor's study series. And if this isn't enough, here's a shot of him standing next to a statue of Che Guevara in Cuba. He even posted a video of himself playing the Cuban national anthem on ukulele. And heed his words of wisdom on economics.
That is the housing or the jobs, and I think there are some things that we could do to reduce employment in Corvallis, to get rid of jobs, get the people working other places. Like for instance, we could have well, I guess legally we can't have a local minimum wage, but if we had a local high minimum wage, that would encourage employers to hire fewer people. We could have a payroll tax, which would be a rational thing to do.
And here's yet another quip about jobs and economics.
I think what the work that the Economic Development Commission is doing is to increase employment, increase jobs, increase the wealth of this community or the wealth of certain individuals in the community. And I think overall that harms the community. The goal of economic development should be to reduce resource uses within the community. The goal of the Economic Development Commission should be to create greater equity amongst our citizens. And I see everything that they are doing is moving our community in the wrong direction.
And try not to be shocked by this.
So I hope a few of you will look at your conscience and say, yeah, I don't support American imperialism. I don't think that we should be going across the globe to kill people in the poorest country in the world, Afghanistan, which with no real connection to terrorism, while the real terrorism is being carried out by this country. Thank you.
All the while, he retired early so he could leech off of the purged retirement system, funded by you and I.
30 years I was a research chemist at Oregon State University. I quit working about 5 years ago. Fairly young, I guess I was 56 when I quit working, so, but a good retirement system in the state if you got in soon enough. And I thank you all who are now paying into that to keep me in beer and Skittles when I'm not working anymore.
And just feel the smug, pompous, holier-than-thou arrogance of this quote here. I have a very different view of economics than other people, and I am right. If it brings more wealth, that's economic development, and it's an antiquated concept. The metrics we should look at are using fewer resources and meeting people's needs without increasing our carbon footprint. We don't need to be wealthier, we need to be fairer. And here he is referring to capitalist exploiters on a candidate page. And still, his attack on job growth continues.
I don't know everything about economics, but I do know it doesn't make sense. And when we talk about economic development here, we're always talking about more jobs, bigger payrolls. And I am convinced that more jobs and bigger payrolls is not in the interest of this community. We do not need more jobs. We do not need greater income generation.
In summary, if you are unemployed in Corvallis, know that Mike Beilstein is your enemy and he wants to ensure that you stay poor and helpless, while somehow paying into the retirement system so that he doesn't have to work and has all the time in the world now to preach his anti-capitalist, anti-American philosophy. Give him a call at 541-766-6495 or email him at ward5@council.corvallisoregon.gov. I'm sure he'd love to hear from you. For more on this story and others, check out youtube.com/laughingatliberals.